Civil unrest. That is the word that came to me, and it keeps coming to me over and over again. Civil unrest. And that's what we're in right now, is civil unrest. And it's not just in the United States, it is all around the world. And it's increasing daily. For all the light workers and for all the people that work with energy, I am speaking to you right now. This is the time where we really need to focus our energy, our love energy towards the nations. We really need to send out love energy toward all people and toward government officials and toward everyone, because that is going to soften the edges of this civil unrest that is rapidly growing. I've never done this before, but I'm being called to do this now because I believe it is for such a time as this. And I'll be doing this frequently as I receive words, divine visions, divine premonitions. I'll be giving videos like this. Um, I may not be making videos every day right now. I'm just spending a lot of time in prayer and meditation, trying to send out good energy to the world and to all of our leaders so that they can awaken and start making conscious decisions instead of unconscious ones. And I hope that, we can all pull together and we can all do that. Send out the love energy because love is what awakens people. Okay, so I am going to share divine words, visions, and premonitions that I've received. Not all of them. I have a lot, but these are the ones that I'm being given the release to share them with you now. So the first one was on March 7th, 2025 at 10:52 a.m. I received 3 visions this morning. The first, I saw a large branch and it broke in half. I heard the breaking of it loudly. It was a break through and through. The second vision, I saw a large fire inside a city. It didn't start as a forest fire, it actually started in the city. It was a big city with many buildings. The third vision, I saw green clover, just a very green, fresh little clover. And then I received the words cease fire. And I have to check the version at that time. That came through at 11:03 a.m. the same day. The next vision was on April 22nd, 2025 at 11:16 a.m. I had a vision. I saw a high tower falling. The third vision, November 18th, 2025 at 2:11 a.m. I just received a vision. There were probably about 100 people all standing in a circle that radiated outward, like they were lined up behind each other all in a circle. The floor they were standing on was a bright orange floor. And all of a sudden, the couple people from the inner portion of the circle, just within an instant, fell backwards straight down onto the ground. Then all the people that were standing behind them in rows, all in a surrounding circle, fell also. It was like a domino effect. The inner circle all fell backwards, then everyone behind them, all around in the circle, fell backwards in a domino motion, until they were all down on the ground and on their backs, and not moving. The fifth vision, January 8th, 2026, at 3:21 a.m. I just felt a strong shift in my spirit, and I had looked at the clock at that moment. It read 3:21 a.m. Something just shifted. Something's happening. It's going down. Brace for impact. And then I added this information afterwards. After I had finished writing this note, I looked at the clock again and the numbers lit up. The clock read 3:24 a.m. I ended the note at that moment. I then came back in at 3:56 a.m. to add additional info. So when I looked at the clock, the numbers 324, they lit up. So I know that has some significance, whether that is a date or a time frame or something. There's something very significant about 324. And when I originally received the vision, it was at 3:21 a.m. So that let me know that it's, we're at a countdown. I came back in later that day, um, and gave another update to the same vision. As I felt the powerful shift in the spirit realm, it felt as though a very large gear had turned and locked into place with a very loud locking sound. Later that day, I received words, and I wrote it down on the same vision entry. The words I received were, "It's been set in motion." Again, I looked at the clock, and the clock read 3:24. So those same numbers, 324, are very significant in this. And that time was 3:24 p.m. The last one I received was yesterday morning, January 11th, 2026 at 4:15 a.m. I received it. I was actually sleeping. I was woken up out of the sleep to receive the words. The words I received were rainbow riots. I tried to go back to sleep, and I received more words at 4:35 a.m. yesterday morning, January 11th. The words were rainbow wizards. Now, these were very unusual because I never heard of these things before, but I Googled rainbow riots, and apparently that is a movement with an artist that backs uh, LG, LGQT. I don't know the initials. Anyway, for gay people, basically, or lesbians, or whatever, LGBTQ, I think it is. Um, they do art and different things for that movement. So that is actually something. I had no idea what that was. Rainbow Wizards, I tried to Google that, and apparently it's a board game or something. I'm not sure. Anyway, when I receive words, I write them down. I try to Google them, try to figure out, okay, what does this mean? It doesn't always make sense immediately, but it always makes sense at some point because they always come to fruition. So I'm sharing these things because there are particular people that listen to my channel. I know who they are. And they also monitor my channel, and they tend to have their hands on my channel and in different ways. But to you people, you're going to want to know these things. So take your notes. And to the rest of you, to the light workers, to the energy workers, the reason that we receive premonitions and divine words and divine visions is because we can soften the edges of those things by sending out love energy. That's why they're given to us, so that we can make a positive impact. Fate is fate. Divine timing is divine timing. What the divine has decreed is what the divine has decreed. But we are given these things so that we can soften the edges, so that the people that need to hear these things, if they are in the wrong place at the wrong time, they can remove themselves. They can get out of the way. They can use that information to uh, help themselves or help someone that they love. So these are the reasons that we're given this information by the divine. As I continue to get words and visions and premonitions, I will continue to update as I'm led to with the information that I am able to release. And I am sending you out a lot of love and a lot of peace and joy and activation energy, awakening energy.